Vision of what freedom looked like through his arranging lenses. We now move our attention to a decade earlier into Little Rock, Arkansas in 1957. Nearly 3 years after Brown versus Board of Education had paved the way for desegregated schools, Little Rock, Arkansas was to integrate 9 African American students, later known as the Little Rock Nine, to an all-white high school, Central High School. Though on the day they were to enter the high school, September 2nd, 1957, Orville Faubes, Arkansas's governor, ordered the National Guard to block these students from entering the school, causing uproar across the nation. On September 25th, a few weeks later, President Eisenhower sent the 101st Airborne Division to escort the Little Rock Nine into the schools. Fables of Faubes will be the next song. And it was a direct protest song written by bassist and composer Charles Mingus, specifically about this event. Danny Richmond, his longtime drummer, said, "At the beginning it didn't even have a title. We were playing it one night and the line, 'Tell me something that's ridiculous,' just fell into the original line. And I happened to respond with Governor Faubes. At that time, Mingus and I had a thing where if something of musical importance happened on the bandstand, we'd keep it in." While the original recording was instrumental on Mingus' in 1959, as the record company thought that it would be too controversial to release. It was recorded in 1960 under the title Original Faubes Fables with full lyrics, with a different record label on the album Charles Mingus Presents Charles Mingus. I highly suggest you check out all this music. It's very powerful. At this time, I want to introduce to you Dr. Monifa Jumani, who, unlike any of us up here, truly experienced what we're trying to understand here today. She has been in Kalamazoo for your whole life? About 10 years? Born on the other side of the state. If you want to give, why don't you give us a little background? And then she's going to be reading a part of Dr. King's speech.
Without my details, the occasion is what's important today, and the reason for the occasion, jazz, music, it fills my soul, but the topic also fills my soul. It is very challenging. I won't say difficult, but very challenging for me to talk about Dr. King, to talk about the history that we're here to commemorate today, because I was blessed to have marched with Dr. King here in Kalamazoo in 1960, and then, but also in Detroit in the same 19 that year, and also in Washington, D.C. at the March on Washington. And it was one of those occasions when my friends at Western and other people were all roughing it. They were going to take the Greyhound bus, or I flew and I stayed at the Sheraton. Roughing it was not a part of what I wanted to do, but I stood there in the hot sun, maybe 500,000. It was magic. I heard it, I stood there. And a couple of years later, somebody made an album, an LP of the occasion. And King was standing there, and the whole crowd was out here. There were like thousands and thousands of people. My mother swore she could see me. You know, she could pick me out in that whole crowd. And I let her have that illusion. Yes, Mom, that's me. But I am here because I was there. And these words from Dr. King's speech at the Lincoln Memorial that day, August 28th, 1963. Now is the time. It was a march for jobs and freedom. Now is the time. Now is the time. We have also come to this hallowed spot to remind America of the fierce urgency of now. This is no time to engage in the luxury of cooling off or to take the tranquilizing drug of gradualism. Now is the time to make real the promises of democracy. Now is the time to rise from the dark and desolate valley of segregation to the sunlit path of racial justice. Now is the time to lift our nation from the quicksands of racial injustice to the solid rock of brotherhood and sisterhood. Now is the time to make justice a reality for all of God's children.